welcome to Fandom Live, and today is Father's Day, so we're doing a special Father's Day edition to talk about, different fandom dads and what makes them great or maybe not so great.
Happy Father's Day!
Oh, happy Father's Day! And so before we continue, let's hear from our friends who, made Fandom Live possible.
This episode of Fandom Live is brought to you by SunGame.com, makers of Sun Island. It's a new virtual world where you can meet new friends, play games, listen to music, and watch past episodes of Fandom Live. Join the open beta and discover this wonderful world just waiting for you.
So, Father's Day.
Father's Day.
We have a huge list of movies, TV series, cartoons, and books to choose from. And many of them represent the different levels of a father, from the really bad ones to the incredibly good ones that makes you wish your fathers were like that.
Mr. Incredible.
From the animated film The Incredibles, released by Pixar.
Yeah, was he incredible? Was Mr. Incredible really incredible?
Yeah, 3 kids, so I guess he was. With a stretching wife, yeah.
Well, we're going to a dark place. So he was great because, how cool is it to have a dad with superpowers? I mean, that's cool.
I think he's great because how can you satisfy a wife like that unless you were great?
I guess what was not so great about, Mr. Incredible?
He did have his insecurities, being aging and...
But don't all dads have that? I mean, not even just dads. I mean, we have people who, what, you want someone perfect like George Jetson?
He wasn't perfect.
Who goes through work every day pushing his button and doesn't seem to have any worries with the fact he never changes clothes.
Mr. Incredible wasn't so great with insecurities, but yeah, George Jetson had his insecurities too. He didn't have a great job as the button pusher. And he didn't make a lot, and all these issues with his boss.
But
so
they were both
perfect.
at least people who bred with people of the same species. I mean, not like our next showbiz dad from the Voltas 5 TV series.
Well, at least
Dr. Armstrong.
Dr. Ned Armstrong. In the English,
Ned?
yes, it was Ned. According to the research, yes, it's
Ned.
Wasn't he Steve? No, Steve was the head. But his first name was Ned. I think
Ned.
It was Ned.
Yeah, that drops his pop-up.
Okay, that's why he's not cool because of his name.
But he created Voltas 5. How cool is that?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I guess what's not so cool is the fact that he gave up his family for all. I mean, why couldn't he fight with his family
or
at his side? Or what? Indiana Jones' dad,
Dr. Henry Jones.
Yeah.
You have to say his name properly.
Dr. Henry Jones. Well, because he was played by Sean Connery. Was he a great dad?
He abandoned his family to go for things he desired.
That's another theme.
He at least knows how to cause enemy planes to crash by using his umbrella. Always a remarkable feat. He helped defeat the Nazis. So I guess that's plus points.
Yeah.
So another dad.
Oh, this one is a cool dad. Jonathan Kent. Well, he wasn't exactly...
Why is he cool? He just found the baby on the side of the
road.
Well,
he raised him,
Raised him like his own.
Yeah.
Never complained. I mean, you think about the insecurities you'd have. Martha, our son is better than me. Think about it. I mean, you find this baby that you know is alien. You raise the kid to become your own.
I'm pretty sure he broke a lot of things around the house when he was born.
Exactly, and not to mention the kid suddenly starts to do things better than you. He can lift the darn cow in order to bring it to the barn rather than lead it there.
Yeah, but
then that very son forces
you want to be able to lift a cow.
But think about it. The son forces you to lie to the government of his existence. It forces you to lie to all your friends and neighbors. So for that, he's pretty self-sacrificing without neglecting his family.
But he,
normal?
He's a farmer, and
he's a farmer. That's a point against him.
Yeah, I don't know. Think about cooler jobs. Then you can think about
cooler than farmers.
Arthur Weasley,
Arthur
from the Harry Potter series, because he was, from a magic perspective, studying normal objects and trying to understand them.
Moving forward. From wands we go to holes in the ground.
Sandworm holes. There's the first Duke Leto Atreides.
And
From Dune, actually.
Yeah, from the Dune series, and you know he was a pretty great. I mean, great in the sense that he instilled a lot of values in his son, and you know, very very strong father figure.
Dune's that movie where they draw the moisture from those large worms to drink, and they love the effects when they drink the moisture of the worms. Right?
And Frank Herbert rules in his crib. What? So think about people without wives. We can think about Benjamin Sisko from Deep Space Nine. His
Hey,
wife.
I don't know anything about that.
Because his wife died in the Borg attacks, but he was a pretty, you know, he was the single father
He
raising him on the
Jake,
job.
Yeah, on Deep Space Nine. There, Star Trek, Deep Space Nine.
And that's pretty cool. And despite everything and the Jem'Hadar invasion, but you still managed to keep tabs on his son and eventually, you know, set up a career for him in a way.
Although he did go off to be, what is that? He was the emissary or something. And
yeah, that might not be so great.
But it's,
abandonment issues all
exactly.
throughout the science fiction world.
That's what I was getting into. Agathon or Hilo from the Battlestar Galactica series. I mean, here's a guy who falls for a toaster, and everyone reminds
toaster.
him that she's a toaster. But well, he likes how toasters rock, so
He likes how they warm things up.
yeah. And ultimately, he does everything in his power, even yelling at the admiral himself to try to save his daughter. So we have someone who has so much values, is willing to do what it takes to save their kid and wife if need be.
And he is eye candy.
Yeah, that was the last point. And he is actually hot.
So not quite a good dad in that sense.
Because he couldn't tell them
present
apart.
I know.
So if you can't tell clones apart, I mean clone ginas apart,
But hey, it's like
you're a bad husband.
You're supposed to know the nuances about what's different about your wife. So and thinking about.
Oh no! This is the Athenian talking. You probably think Darth Vader's a great dad.
I don't know where to go with that. I mean,
we were debating on this of whether to include him in the list because Darth Vader is Darth Vader and he's like.
but he's cool because he's the Dark Lord of the Sith. So
Well,
he's
cool,
all
yes.
powerful in that sense. Not cool that what?
No,
Tried to get his son in the first place. Oh no, he tried to sway him to the dark side. But he did try.
But he wanted to swim to the dark side so that they could rule together. So it's like a really big father-son bonding activity. There's so many, and when you think about the list is like running out. There's so many other dads. I can see Geppetto being flashed to us, and
to us.
he's
Geppetto's flashing. Look at my
being flashed.
Look
so,
at my Pinocchio!
so
It's growing!
was he really that great? He didn't even play a role in bringing Pinocchio to life.
Let's try to put it in a modern day perspective. We have an old guy who wants desperately to have a son, so he builds a son that has a nose that gets longer when
he didn't build the nose.
The nose wasn't his making.
That's a blue fairy thing.
Yeah.
So one day he wakes up and the thing he built now claims to be alive.
Mannequin. What?
So is that a good dad or a bad dad? Did Geppetto search for Pinocchio?
He did.
Yeah, because Pinocchio ran
it
away,
got swallowed by
right?
the whale and all that. I don't know how that happened, considering whale throats, but he did get swallowed by a whale.
So you won't question how the toy comes to life, but you'll question how they get swallowed by a whale.
Yeah. So little things like that, and there are so many other fandom dads. I mean, I wanted to talk about Matt Tracker from Mask.
Mm-hmm.
How he brings his son on every single mission, one way or another. But there are many other fandom dads you can talk about, and I'm sure if you have other ideas about dads that you like, and we're
Tell
gonna
us who your favorite fandom dad is.
Yes.
Or maybe suggest to us people we failed to have on the list.
And you should see a link or the address itself now to where Fandom Cafe is and our email address.
How awkward the ending is for the Father's Day episode. It's because Nick's with his papa. So this is Fandom Live. Until then, we shall be back. Happy Father's Day!
Happy Father's Day!
Nick, enjoy your papa!